Hello and welcome to Warhammer Wednesday. I'm so glad you joined me. The Re the Titan journey will continue in a couple of weeks. I wanted to get a couple parts done to that journey, so I hope you join me in the next few weeks for that. But in the meantime, over the next 2 weeks, you're going to see 2 unboxings. But this is the first one. It's of the new... They're really confusing things now. They're calling it... Already I've started off negative. Adeptus Astartes, just in case that's not ringing true, and they've only put it in small writing. They've then gone, oh right, yeah, it's Space Marines, yeah. What are Adeptus Astartes? Oh, they're Space Marines, yeah. So we have to put Space Marine Devastator Squad. Alright, so just in case, I mean, if you're going to run with Adeptus Astartes, put it there and just get rid of Space Marine altogether. You got your foot in, it's half in and half out at the moment. So what are you playing at? And you've swapped the Space Marine statue with an Age of Sigmar statue. What's that about? Age of Sigmar aren't generating you nearly as much as the Space Marines. I'd probably think that Space Marines are generating more income than all of the other 40k armies put together. It's pure speculation, but I've got a funny feeling that's true. Either way, this is the new Space Marine Devastator Squad box set. I paid £28 for this. For 5 plastic figures and a naked child. No, it's a cherub with wings apparently, but there you go, it is what it is. So £28. I do have a review of the previous Devastator Squad if you'd like to compare and contrast. I was watching that the other day myself actually, a bit sad, but I said how amazing it was value for money wise. I think it's £21.50. So somewhere along the lines they've added another £7.50. So what do you get for your extra? Is it just Space Marine tax? What is it? I mean, is it a new kind of tax that the Emperor has put on Space Marines, you know, to fund all the new molds for the 30k that's going to be released in plastic? No, seriously, the Forge World makes some incredible models, and no doubt you'll be very pleased with your resin models, and they will be different than, you know, the mass-produced plastic ones that GW are about to release. But anyway, I thought I'd unbox it with a knife that is a Devastator in its own right, a pole force. So £28. This is what you're going to get. In the same video, I'm hoping to do a like showcase of them as well. Not painted, but completely assembled. So this is what you get. Now in the last box set, please stop me if I'm wrong somewhere, I think you got 8 heavy weapons. Let's use the fingers here. So you got 2 las cannons, 2 heavy bolters, 2 plasma cannons, a multi-melter and a missile launcher. Yeah? Did I get it right? I think it's 8. So I'm very interested to see how many heavy weapons you get in here. You do get a missile launcher mid-flight. I'm not really a big fan of like things like that where missiles are mid-flight, because after you do your shooting phase or whatever, there's another missile in exactly the same spot shooting out. It's like I'm not a big fan of like bases where it's dynamic, where you've got something treading on something, because it's like, well, they're always going to be treading on that one thing. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe dynamic bases and things work for you, but... So, £28, you get the smallest transfer sheet I've ever seen, and it's only for Ultramarines. Wow, that's a first, guys. It's a smaller transfer sheet, and it's only Ultramarines. You're getting your big bases, so that's where some of your money has gone to. I won't jingle them about somewhere. Re the Titan is coming along well. You can see I've got a couple of parts there. The head's not finished yet, but either way. You get your instruction book with 5 models. Oh yeah, that's an important note to make. Oh yeah. So you get your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get 5 bases. But you don't... Oh, there you do. I spoke too soon. They snuck it in. Did you see that? Those sneaky people. Sneaky people. So these are your instructions. Okay, so... quite straightforward. Wow, hello. Wow, okay. This is new. I've never seen this before. I've only seen it in some of the scenery pieces. You're getting the rules. You're also getting the French rules and the German rules. This might come in handy. Either way, you get the English rules. Maybe they weren't planning on people buying the codex. Maybe this is a new thing. Maybe this is what they're starting to do. It's not difficult to just copy and paste the rules from the codex and slap them into your instruction book. I'm all for that. I like that. If that is a sign of things to come, I'm very pleased. Don't know what you're going to do though. I mean, what are you going to do? Take a picture of it on your phone, or are you going to cut it out and stick it in a book, or write it down? I mean, unless you want to be taking this around with you, or I don't know, chopping this up. I don't know. It's nice though, but obviously it suffers from a lot of things, such as like may take items from the heavy weapons list. Right. Okay. Well, where's the heavy weapons list? Oh yeah, it's in that codex that I didn't buy. I don't know what weapons they can take then, and how much they cost. And it's the same for melee or ranged. If you're going to give the rules, give all the rules. You know, go big or go home. Really, I think that's a missed opportunity. It's just cool that you can see the points and things, but it's not giving you the full picture because it's not telling you the meat and potatoes of the points, which are the individual heavy weapons. Not really that useful. So back to the unboxing. So 5 bases and a little base for the cherub. So these are the sprues that you get. I'll go through them one by one. This review's and unboxing's taken ages. I apologise. Right. Hopefully you can see all those. You've got 2 missile launchers, 2 grav cannons with grav amps on them. Got a thunder hammer. God knows why, and a lightning claw, power sword and a chains. This is the right box set, alright? This is a Devastator box set. So you've got 2 grav cannons, 2 missile launchers, and some close combat gubbins. This sprue, you've got 2 multi-melters, 2 heavy bolters, you've got a grav pistol there. So far we're up to 8. Wow, so far we're at the same. Now this one, you got 2 plasma cannons. Have they done it? Have they done it? 2 las cannons. Whoa! And some combi weapons and the thunder axe, God knows why. Servo skull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, okay. How many legs have you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Possibility of having 6 legs here. I think we could have 6. That's what it's looking like. So we've got 6 normal Space Marine heads, so it's a possibility. So, wow, there you go. Breakthrough. They've actually included more heavy weapons than the previous box set. I thought that they would have included less. And I think it's on the same number of sprues, 3. I think you'll agree, looking at the sprues, they're very nice and neat and compact and all the rest of it. You've got 12 heavy weapons there, ladies and gentlemen. So it's 4 more than the previous set. And you've got a lot of like close combat things. You've got different legs and, you know, lots of different hands and pointy hands and Devastator-ish helmets. And the cherub. A lot of Devastator-ish helmets. Crikey. I count at least 11 heads there. You got a little pool of ammunition, like spent cartridges. Wow. Okay, well, I normally don't say this, but so far I'm impressed. I really am. It's a big improvement actually for the last one. The last one was great value for money. You're now getting 4 more heavy weapons, potentially another Space Marine. I think you can make 6 out of the last one though. Getting the cherub, bigger bases, just more options, more, you know, a lot more heavy weapons. I think this would really complement a tactical squad if you wanted to make, you know, like 2 Devastator squads. That is the case at the moment with these Space Marine box sets. They're having so many extra parts, which I'm all for. Anyway, join me in part 2, which hopefully won't go on as much as this part, whereby I will show you 5, maybe 6, and the cherub, all assembled and glued, ready to be sprayed. And that will be the end of the review, so join me in part 2. And welcome to part 2. Just like that, I'm in the future and I've made the Devastator squad. So here we are. I'll just zoom out a little bit. So that is right. So that is the Devastator squad that I've made. The mathematical among you will have quickly identified there are actually 6 Space Marines there. I'll talk about that in a little moment. So let's have a look at the models themselves. So I had a huge pleasure in making these models. I don't know if you heard me at the start of the video. I was a bit apprehensive about the price, it being £28, and you know, which is you know, £7.50 price hike from the last box set. And the last box set, I didn't think that you got fobbed off, really. I mean, there were a few people, you know, a little bit sad that it only came with like one missile launcher and things like that. But either way, that was what it was. Whereas this box set, I would fully recommend this box set, even for £28. Get it from Gaming Figures. I've never bought anything from Gaming Figures, but Strike and Scorpion users, that's good enough for me, really. And you get a big discount and things, so I just thought I'd pop that in there. Now, the models themselves, so you get this new edition, which is the Melter Bomb Cherub, which I think is hilarious. How is this much more different than, say, looks like he's carrying a melter bomb, so that's what I'm going to call him. It kind of takes the leaf out of Orcs with the bomb squigs, with the bomb strapped to them, but obviously this little guy flies over and drops a melter bomb on a tank or an armoured unit. So that's the new one. You get 6 bases, so you get a normal size base, and then you get the 5 of the larger bases that Space Marines seem to come on now, that most of the range seem to come on. The Sergeant, or Veteran Sergeant, whichever you want to have, I've got one servo skull facing that way and another just attached to his power pack. Just gone for a combi grav gun. You've got parts in there to make combi whatever guns, really. I'll go through the extra parts in a moment, but you've got close combat parts, you know, you name it, you've got lots of options there. Nice new torso armour there, and obviously they're all coming with these new boots, and the Signum looking excellent as well. So that's the Sergeant I've gone for. I've gone for 2 grav cannons because I don't have any grav cannons in my army other than on the Centurions, and I think you can now put grav cannons in standard box set of Space Marines. So if Games Workshop are going to release another tactical squad, Raven Guard or something like that, I don't know, maybe they'll introduce a grav cannon part of the tactical sprue, much like they did with the Blood Angels with the heavy flamer, and so on. So this is the grav cannon. This is probably one of the main draws of this box set. Hopefully they'll stick around. Hopefully they're now a mainstream weapon again with the shiny new boots. And the heads are awesome. They really suit the Devastator models. Another grav cannon. I really like that head. But the weapons themselves are identical. So you're always going to get exactly the same weapon. You get 2 of every weapon in this, and they are all... they're not all exactly the same, actually. I do apologise. But these grav cannons do seem to be exactly the same. Obviously the purity seal is something I've added on. I couldn't resist. I saw this this guy like perching himself on this bit of rubble and cabling and things, and I just thought he would be positioned himself just to get a bit of footing ready for an angle, shooting down with a heavy bolter. I know I've got quite a few heavy bolters, but that just looks even more epic. You can just perch them on a building or something, and that's just going to look real cool. Again, don't think the heavy bolter's changed. Missile launcher. At the start of the video, I did think, oh, what's the point of having the missile slightly coming out? But it'll give me a chance to practice my smoke and kind of fire effects in a way. So I've gone for that for this dude, and I've given him the armor wear neck gorget, or whatever you want to call it. I think that looks quite cool. Again, with the new boots as well. Yeah, that's my missile launcher. And then, so that's using all the parts in the box set. You can make all of those models using the parts, but you also get a 6th pair of legs. And you get a 6th front chest plate. So if you've got a rear chest plate banging around, you can make a 6th Devastator. I just thought I'd throw that out there. You might not want 6 Devastators, but where there are parts, use them, because if you don't want 6 Devastators for your army or your army list, have him as a different weapon than what you've got in your tactical squad, and swap them out now and again. That's my advice. But yeah, you can essentially make 6 Devastator Space Marines. Yes, he's on a smaller base, but I had to find that from somewhere. So if you've got a spare set of smaller bases and a rear chest plate piece of armour, the las cannon's in the set, the legs are in the set, the backpack's in the set, and the head is in the set. So you've got enough to make 6 if you really wanted. So £28 already, that's good value for that. Now, when I did the unboxing, I wasn't that sure about how many heavy weapons and things were in the box. Well, I can obviously now confirm that there are 12 heavy weapons in the box. And I always find this part of my videos quite interesting because I keep all the spare parts, and here they are now. Apart from the 6 heads that I used, you've also got an extra 5 heads which are totally different than kind of like the ones in the tactical squads. So I just thought I'd show you those. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, so there are 5 extra heads. You've got 2 plasma cannons, which I've partially built there, that are spare. Another heavy bolter, another las cannon, 2 multi-melters, I didn't even use one of those, and a missile launcher. So missile launcher, 2 multi-melters, a las cannon, 2 plasma cannons, and a heavy bolter as spare compared to all those weapons you see there. So essentially you're getting 2 of every heavy weapon, which I think is fantastic. Now the extra parts over here, you get a pointy power fist, you get another front chest piece, you get a power sword, lightning claw, which is quite nice, power axe, a thunder hammer, all the parts for the combi weapon. You get a nice chain sword, and you get 2 more bare heads, like helmetless heads, grav pistol, and you get all the different pistols, plasma pistol, and you get these little base extras, which I'm going to use on my next squad or whatever. I kind of wanted that to go on the heavy bolter base, but didn't really have room. So they will be used for other Space Marines at some point. But yeah, I mean, and you get Storm Bolter and a normal bolt gun. I mean, I think hopefully you'll agree, you get an awful lot of extra parts in this box set, and I was a bit lukewarm about it being £28, £7.50 hike, but you were getting an awful lot of extra parts here. I'm going to buy another 10-man tactical squad and use up all of these 7 heavy weapons, and obviously the tactical squad, anyone I get will have another heavy weapon in there, so that would be 8 heavy weapons, and then if I just make 2 sergeants, that's 3 5-man Devastator squads you can make with a Devastator box set and 1 tactical squad. So 15 Devastators from two box sets. It is a way of using up those heavy weapons. So that's what I would do, and that's what I'm going to do, just to use them up and get the most out of this box set. I'm interested to hear what your views and comments are about this box set. Do you agree it's worth the price? What would you do with more bits and things? What's your opinions on it? I'm interested to hear. Put it down in the comments below as always. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.